The importance of including accessibility and people with disabilities into our work are that everyone deserves to have a voice. Before working with accessibility, we created a landing page intended to serve visitors with disabilities. And it read like people without disabilities were writing. It was very obvious that none of us knew what we were doing. And while it was very well intended, we shared this document with our team at Accessibility, and they kindly walked us through, line by line, word by word, what we needed to make edits on and how we could improve, so that anyone visiting with a disability eventually will see themselves in our bloggers. So that was another really helpful thing that we've learned from accessibility.
I became connected with accessibility in connection with the Indiana Statewide Independent Living Council, and we created a collaboration together from there. It was important to create that collaboration because I specifically work with individuals who have combined vision and hearing loss, and or otherwise known as deafblind, and we created that collaboration to serve the deafblind population here in the state of Indiana and here in central Indiana.
I think accessibility has broadened my perspective on the need for accessibility and the various ways in which we need to provide access to all experiences that people may otherwise take for granted. I believe that the work accessibility does is imperative to a person's well-rounded experience in any environment. And because I know that Hamilton County Tourism's primary goal is to make sure that its visitors and its residents have the full experience that all of Hamilton County has to offer, I believe our partnership with accessibility has been paramount in making that happen.
It's been a struggle. I'm not going to tell you it's not, you know. When you have to give up doing the things that you did, making the money that you did, to have to live in a life on disability. And if it wasn't for accessibility, they're the ones that built the ramp for me. I would have been totally housebound. What I am looking forward to, because of accessibility, is being able to go to be with the friends that I developed relationships with that were down at the facility down the street, and being able to go out to see friends of mine that I couldn't see before. And you get through that stuff, and then you look forward to coming out here for a sunny day, you know. Being able to go out and, if I just wanted to roll around the block.
I was coming out of a dark place and needed some resources like support groups and superior counseling and things like that. I used their services for information and referral, so they could put me in contact with a couple places that had support groups for people with mental illness or grief. At the time, I was looking for grief support groups. The resources were amazing and valuable to me. I feel a sense of peace knowing that I have a community out there that is willing to help and support me. It helps me feel better about myself and about the world in some ways. I know there are a lot of people out there with the disabilities that don't know how to advocate for themselves or even just have anybody to listen. Sometimes the best thing we do is just listening. And then they say, oh, I feel better after that. But knowing that they have somebody to talk it over with is one of the best things that we have here.
I think that people should donate to accessibility because they're so important to our community, to Central Indiana, and we have to make sure that they are viable and they are able to operate successfully without having to worry. We need to donate to them so they can continue to do this great work.